Hey guys, all right, I got another reformer workout for you. I'm pretty excited about this one. Okay, for this one, you're gonna need your balance pole, okay, or your baton. Whatever your reformer came with, grab that pole because you're gonna be using it for part of the workout, okay? You're also gonna need your reformer box. Now, we have to get that set up before we start moving, okay? Because that box is gonna stay in place the entire class. So, the way you're gonna do that is you're gonna set your reformer on one spring. It's gonna be one extra light spring. So if you have a yellow spring, if you're using a balanced body reformer, it's a yellow spring, you wanna hook that on. If you are working with another brand of reformer, it may be a white spring if you have an extra light spring on your reformer, or one blue spring is a light spring, okay? So that may get a little heavy at times, but if that's the lightest you have, hook that spring on, okay? Once that's on, that spring is going to stay there throughout class, so you don't have to worry about your springs anymore. My foot bar is in a forward position. You want to take that foot bar pretty far forward, all the way forward if you can, okay, because we're not going to be using it. Box is down, but that box is positioned between my carriage, okay, and my front platform. It's held in place that way. So, push your carriage back to get that box set up, okay, up against that platform. It's not gonna move. And then let that carriage butt up against the edge of the box, okay? Now, it's positioned on the rails. Okay, I'm gonna set this pole down before I drop it on myself. That box is positioned on the rails, okay? So it's nice and sturdy. So you're gonna do a little box check. You're gonna press side to side, forward and back. Make sure it's nice and stable. It's not gonna go anywhere. Okay, so you're gonna be standing on it at one point, all right? Once you've got that set, we're all good. It's going to stay that way throughout all of class. You don't have to move it. And you've got your pole. That'll come into play towards the middle of class. But we are going to start with it for a little stretching. So, a little different than how we typically start. We're not going to start on the reformer. We're going to start off of the reformer. All right, you want to bring those feet just underneath those hips. Okay, so you're nice and grounded through the floor. Now, we've got that balance pole. Palms are facing you, and you're holding on to that pole. We're gonna roll those shoulders down and back, draw that belly button up and in, and from here, we're just gonna start with a nice, easy front raise. We're gonna bring those arms all the way up above chest height, just to the front of the forehead, wrapping the shoulder blades around the ribs. We're gonna exhale as we bring it back down. Good, we're gonna inhale, nice and smooth, shoulder blades drop down the back body, wrap the rib cage, because those ribs are closed, belly button's pulled up and in. And we're gonna exhale as we lower that pole straight back down to the front of our thighs. Good, inhale. Lift, grow taller with the lift of that pole. Exhale, this is a really good time to think about your breath because this move is not complicated, right? So we wanna think about that nice inhale up, growing longer with that breath. Exhale, send that pole all the way down. Good, keeping that structure through the rib cage. Inhale, sink those feet down into the floor. Exhale, bring it down. Good, we're gonna go just two more. Inhale, so we're warming up those shoulders. We do have a longer plank sequence to start with. So this is a really nice way to warm up through the upper body. Good, inhale, last one, up and overhead. Good, exhale, bring it down. Now we are gonna go one more, but we're gonna hold it up there. So we're gonna inhale that pole up and over. Okay, now we are gonna take that pole behind the head. Now I always say we don't do that, but here we're gonna do it, all right? So we're gonna bring the pole right behind the head, drop the pole, bend the elbows, ribs will open a little, but I want you to try to maintain closure there. Inhale, bring the pole back up. Exhale, bring it back down. Good, we're gonna lift it all the way up. Take it just behind the head. Good, bending those elbows nice and deep, getting into that back. And lifting that pole up and over, wrapping that pole back down towards the front of the thigh. Inhale, up and over. Bringing that pole down, back behind the head. You want to drop those elbows as deep as they'll go. Good, and bringing it all the way down. Let's go for two more like that. Really warming up the shoulder and that back body. Great for that plank sequence we got coming up. Good, all the way down. Good, last one. Inhale, bring that pole all the way up. Bring those elbows all the way down, get into that back, draw the pole up, and all the way down to the front of the thigh. All right, now from here, we're gonna take those legs a little bit wider. We're gonna do a little plie work. So legs are gonna angle out at a 45-degree angle, so you can check your toes. They should be pointed outbound at a 45-degree angle. We're gonna turn those hands to an underhand grip on the pole, so palms are facing out or forward. All right, from here, We're gonna start with that plie, and we're gonna curl that pole up to the chest. And then we're gonna inhale back up. We're gonna exhale, open up those inner thighs, torso stays upright, and we inhale to stand. So on that exhale, I want you to think about keeping those elbows close to the waist, bending. Okay, so we're spiraling through the bicep to bring that pole up. Inner thighs open nice and wide so that those kneecaps track with big toe, second toe. So you want to watch for that knee alignment, okay? That's critical to protect that knee joint. It's a really small joint and it's pretty sensitive, all right? So we want to protect it. Good, those inner thighs open. That's how we get our depth and that's how we stay tall. Sternum over pubic bone. Good. Let's go for 4 more. Good. Last 3. Good. Got a little cracking going on in my body. I can feel it. Good. Last 2. Good. And last 1. And bring it all the way up. All right. Set that pole down because we're not going to need it for a little while. All right. You're going to come onto your reformer. So we're going to start forearms on that box. Okay. I've got a ninja palm, so palms are facing in, pinky fingers connected, and my arms are parallel. From here, my toes are up against those shoulder blocks, so if that's comfortable in your body, that's where I want your feet to be. So you've got those feet up against the shoulder blocks. From here, we're going to do a little hover, so I want you to think about that back body again. We're going to breathe into the back rib cage, okay? So we're going to exhale to prepare. Inhale, hover those knees 1 inch off the carriage and hold. Okay, so you're in that 4-point position. Elbows under shoulders, knees under hips. We're holding and breathing. The carriage is not gliding out. Okay, we're keeping it home. Keep looking between those palms. Inflate between the shoulder blades. Keep that breath into the back of the ribs. You're here for 6, for 5, last 4. You got 3, last 2. Set those knees down nice and soft. We're going to go one more time, but this time we're going to be taking it out to a plank. So we're going to exhale to prepare. Inhale, hover those knees and hold. All right, we're reaching the tailbone away from the crown of the head. You're here for 4, for 3, last 2. On your next inhale, you're going to take those legs all the way out to a plank. And now we're going to bend the knees in. Good, we're going to take those legs all the way out, maintaining the structure at the pelvis, not letting our body dip down at that belly button. We're holding that core nice and tight. Those knees extend open, back of the knee, and then those knees, we draw that femur bone up into the hip to get the knee back under the hip. Okay, inhale out, exhale, draw them in. Good, inhale out, exhale, bring them back. Let's go for 4 more. Reach and bend the knees in. Good. Last 3. You got this. Stay with me. Good. Last 2. Woo-hoo-hoo. Getting hot already. Good. Last 1. Good. Now I lied. You are going to take 1 more and you're going to hold it all the way out there. So now we're in a plank. We're going to step up to our palms. So right hand on the box, left hand on the box. Right elbow down. Left elbow down. Left hand on the box. Right hand on the box. Left elbow down. Right elbow down. Right hand on the box. Left hand on the box. Right elbow down. Left elbow down. Good. Maintain that structure through the core. Okay, you're alternating that leading arm. Good. This is why we tested that box stability. Seems to be good. All right. We're here for 4 more. You got this. Good. Step it down. Last 3. Good, you got 2. Last 1. Good, we're stepping it back down to our forearms. Hold it there. Now, my left arm is going to become horizontal on the box. Okay, now I'm going to swivel my feet against those shoulder blocks. Right foot is forward, left foot is back. And now I'm in a side plank, all right? So we opened up that chest to the right side. Now from here, we're going to pipe that bottom hip up and back, okay? So it's going to look like this. We're going to exhale, reach that hip up. So we get a little side curl through that left waistline and all the way back. Good, reach it up. Good, arm can come down with that little reach. Good, pike that back hip up. It's a little side curl through the left side body. All right, you got 4. Good, last 3. Let's go for 2 more. 2. And last one, hang on. Good, bringing it all the way out. Now, we're gonna bring that right forearm back, swivel through the feet, okay? Left elbow, or left arm now, left forearm is back to parallel. We're gonna step up to our hands 1 time. So, whichever hand you wanna step up with first, you're up in that high plank now. From here, we're gonna go with a push-up, all right? So elbows are gonna track wide as we bring the chest down. Inhale, bring it up. I'm gonna step my hands a little bit wider. Exhale, bring the chest down. Inhale, pick it back up. You got this. Good, we're here for 6. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. You got 6, right? No. What do we have? 4? Good. Last 3. Woo. We've got 2. Okay. You know what? Let's go for 1 more since I messed up that count. 1 more push-up. Good. From here, let's step back down to those forearms. My right forearm is going to become horizontal on that box. I'm going to swivel my feet against those shoulder blocks. And now I'm in that side plank. All right. From here, we're going to pike that bottom sits bone up. Okay. So it's a reach. Little side curl through that right waistline and all the way back. Reaching it up and bringing it back. Keep that elbow under the shoulder. Reach. Woo. Good, let's go for 4. Up and back. Good. Last 3. Good, you've got 2. Good, 1 more. Good, bringing it all the way back, rolling back through center. Find that plank and set those knees all the way down. Woo, sweaty, right? Sweaty already. Okay, we're gonna come all the way up onto our feet now. Our left foot is gonna come right on top of that wrist warmer. Okay, so you wanna bring that left foot pretty close to the front of that box. Okay, now, we're gonna put a little more weight into that front foot because we're gonna come onto the ball of the right foot. My heel is lifted high. Okay, so you wanna make sure heel is not down on that right foot. It's gotta be lifted up, okay? Otherwise it's not gonna work. Okay, from here, we're gonna come into a lunge, all right? So that left knee is already bent a lot, right? We're gonna slide that carriage out. We're deepening that left lunge and then bringing the carriage all the way back. So it's not a massive difference on that left side, right? Because your knee is already bent a lot. So we are letting that sits bone, that left sits bone, sink a little bit below the knee. So we're gonna load that left side. Now I want you to make sure that that left heel is heavier than your left toes. Okay, because if you're pressing through your toes, you're gonna load the quad more than the glute, okay? And also, we're gonna be pressing forward on that box. And that's not what we want. We do not wanna go flying forward off this reformer. Okay, nice and controlled. Good. And back up on that inhale. Let's go for 4 more. Inhale, exhale, take it out. Inhale, bring it up. Good. Last 3. That left leg should already be burning a little bit. Good. We've got 2. We're going to be adding on to this a little arabesque. Good. Last 1. Good. Now on the next one, you're going to reach those hands forward, and that right leg, the one on the carriage, is going to kick up. And you're going to come back. Okay, we're going to find that lunge. So nice balance right here. Bringing it back up. Hands come to the box. Okay, little kick through that right leg. Bringing the toes back. Good, finding that lunge. Going nice and slow. Keeping that knee That left knee tracking with big toe, second toe. Good, reaching it back. Woo. Nice, you guys. Good, we're gonna be holding that lunge. We've got 4 more. Reach it back. Find that arabesque. Reach those fingertips for the box. Good, now with that kick, yes it is a kick. Okay, but I want you to keep the structure of the pelvis, so we're not gonna let that right side fly up. Okay, we're gonna keep the hips level. That right side does not open up. You've got 2 more. Good. All the way back in. That left leg is saying, oh boy, holy cow. Stay with me, guys. Good, reaching it out. This is your last one like this. Good, bringing it back in, hands to the box. Find that kick. Good, bring it back. Now, we're gonna find that lunge. Woo, if we can, and hold. Now, my elbows are gonna pull in as my right knee bends. So it's an in and out. We're holding that isometric lunge on that left side. Elbows bend down, right knee bends under the hip. And then we take it out. Get that carriage to touch the box. Good. Let's go for 4. Woo, little carriage pull. Last 3, you're holding that structure on that left side. Last 2. Good, let's go 1 more. Now on this one, you're gonna straighten out that right leg. We're gonna find that little arabesque. And we're gonna kick, bring it back, lift the chest to prayer hands. Bring your hands to the front of the box. Kick, bring it back, hands to prayer. Good, hands to the front of the box. Kick, good, bring it back, lift the chest. Last 4. Woo! Good, you guys. You got it. Last 3. All right, we're almost there. Last 2. All right, you guys. Next one, we're gonna hold that arabesque. This is it. Hold that arabesque up there. We're gonna pulse that leg up. Up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it all the way back down. Oh boy. All right, keep staying with that leg on the box. We're gonna rotate to the right side, okay? My left foot is on the box, my right foot is still on the carriage. Now we're gonna come into a skater here. So obviously we're already hiked up on that left side, so I want you to think about keeping the pelvis as level as possible. So from here, make sure you're externally rotated with those feet, toes angled out at 45. We're gonna bend both legs. So obviously your left knee is already bent, okay, but we're gonna allow that right knee to bend, and we're gonna allow that torso to tilt forward just a bit. So those sits bones are leading back, okay? Now, core is nice and tight, maintaining that structure. We're gonna place the palms of our hands behind our low back. From here, we're gonna start with extending the the box leg, the left leg. So we're gonna take that left leg all the way out, fully extend. Bring it all the way back. That right leg didn't change at all. Now my left leg doesn't change as my right leg extends. Open up the back of the knee. Bring it back. Good. Left leg extends all the way out. Good. Bringing it all the way back to start. Now the right leg extends. And bring it back. Good. Inhale, lengthen out that left leg. My knees are tracking with big toe, second toe. That holds true no matter when we bend those knees and no matter what pose we're in. Okay, so I want you to find that knee alignment. Good. That's one thing you can always look for, and you'll always hear me say that same thing. Good. Core is nice and tight. Nothing is changing at the pelvis. I'm keeping those hip bones level, even though I've got this left side hiked up quite a bit. Good. Let's go for 4 more. Take it out. Good. Bring it back. Right leg goes out. Good. Last 3. Extend that left leg. Open up the back of the knee. Full extension. I want you to find that full extension every time we walk, complete range of motion. Not just halfway there. We want to work it through that entire joint. So we don't want to limit that range of motion. Okay, we want to find it all the way. Good. And last one. Now, we're gonna bring it in. We're gonna extend that right leg first. Okay, finish that movement. Right leg extends. Bring it all the way back. Now we're holding that start position. We're gonna pulse that squat. Little lift and little lower. That left side is loaded, so it's not gonna change much, right? You're gonna see more of a change on that right side. But let's tighten up that core and think about leading and working through the sitting bones. Okay, those sitting bones, they narrow to pick you up and then they broaden to lower you when you're in a squat. So I want you to think about that right now in your body. Good, last 6. You've got 5. Last 4. Good, we've got 3. Last 2. And last 1. Woo, and bring it all the way up. So good. All right, we're gonna come out of this position. All right, just so I don't forget what's next. I'm checking my notes. Aha. All right, here we go. So we're now gonna work with our inner thighs. So I'm gonna have you turn so that the right leg is gonna come on top of that box, all right? Your left forearm is gonna come down onto the carriage, up against those shoulder blocks, okay? Now, my knees are bent in front of the box to start. Now I'm just gonna lift that right leg up so that it's laying on top of the box. That right inner thigh is up against the edge of the box. I'm gonna use that box for support as I pick up my left hip. Now once I've got that position, my bottom leg, which is my left leg, is gonna sweep out in front of me, okay? Now, that left leg with the toe pointed, it's gonna lift to the top edge of the box and lower to tap the reformer rail. Bring it up and lower, working those inner thighs. Both are working, not just the left one. The right side is working really hard to stabilize and hold that pelvis quiet. Good, core is nice and tight. Everything, we're maintaining that long lift. Nice length on both sides of the waistline. We've got 6, 5, keeping that left elbow under the shoulder. 4, good, last 3. You've got 2. Woo. On the next one, hold it up there. We're gonna flex the left foot and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. For 8, last 7. Woo, you got 6. Last 5. You've got 4. Last 3. Last 2. Hang on. Last 1. And set it all the way down. No pretty way to get out of that, but we're gonna turn and face the rear of the machine now. Now, both thighs, our knees are gonna come up against those shoulder blocks, okay? Hands are gonna come down onto the rails of the reformer. Now, I'm looking into the well. You want to keep the back of the neck nice and long. Wrists are going to stay under my shoulders, okay? And my right knee is going to stay down on that carriage. My left leg is going to reach up and back over that box, okay? So I've got a nice long line through the back body. Now, from here, you want to make sure that you've got a level pelvis. We're going to allow the body to teapot forward. So we're going to bend both elbows, dipping the chest into the well, and then we're going to inhale as we come back up. We're going to teapot, so that leg moves with the whole body. Whole body moves like a board, okay, or like a water pump. All the way down, dipping into the well, elbows bend a lot. Good, inhale, back up. Now, as you lower down, I want you to think about those collarbones chasing those elbows nice and wide. Good. And back up, hips stay level. You've got 4 more. Good, last 3. Inhale up. Last 2, exhale as you lower. Good. And last 1. Good, now on the next one, you're gonna hold it right there. My elbows are open, okay, so I'm not bending my elbows anymore. I'm gonna curl through the left body, so my left knee is gonna bend to my left elbow. I'm gonna look at the knee, my inner thigh opens to the floor, and then I take it right back to where it started. I'm gonna bend that left knee to my left elbow. My left inner thigh shines down towards the floor. and then I take it all the way back out. So I'm externally rotating that left leg as I take that little side curl. Good. Curling knee to elbow. Look at that knee. And take it out. Let's go for 4 more. Good. Last 3. Good. You got 2. Reach that big toe right away from that crown of the head. All the way out. And bend that knee all the way back onto the reformer. Okay, now we need to grab that pole. All right, so grab that balance pole or baton, whatever you have. You're gonna lace it through your short loops. Okay, so both short loops, get that pole. Okay, once you've got that pole, you're gonna set it down on your reformer or right behind your shoulder blocks, and we're gonna step into the well. So you're gonna come all the way into the well and you're gonna face forward. From here, we're gonna come onto the carriage, but this is the easiest way to do it with that pole in place. So we're gonna kneel down on the carriage, thread one knee through that shoulder block at a time, okay? Once you're there, we're gonna come into a staggered kneeling position. That pole is now in front of our hips. We're gonna take that right leg forward. Okay, so right foot reaches forward, so now we're in a staggered kneeling position. My right foot is flat, my left shin is really heavy. Okay, now make sure your right toes are all the way to the edge of the reformer in the front so that we have space, because I'm going to be setting you up for a little extra. Okay, from here, we're going to take that pole right to chest height, okay, or underarm height, right there. From here, we're going to inhale as we send that pole forward. Exhale as we bend it back. Inhale, reach that pole forward. Exhale, bring it back. Good, so right away in this position, right, it's not a ton of work, not yet, it'll get there. Okay, that pole's gonna get pretty heavy. But what I want you to think about is right now that sternum is over the pubic bone, so we're nice and tall through the chest. Okay, and those inner thighs, they're magnetizing towards the middle of your body. So I want you to feel like you're squeezing your inner thighs together, even though I know they're obviously not touching. Okay, but that's gonna help you find the midline, because I'm setting us up for a hover, okay? Yay, yay. Good, let's go for 4 more. Inhale, takes that pull out. Exhale as you bring it back. Last 3. Whew. Good, you guys. Last 2. Good, 1 more, take it out. Good, now on the next one, you're gonna hold it back at your chest. We're going to turn those left toes underneath us so that they're tucked under on that headrest, okay? So make sure you have a nice stance. Both feet are on that reformer. Okay, left toes are now turned under. We've got that pole at the chest. Before we move that pole, we're going to find a hover. So we're going to reach through those inner thighs. We're going to lift right through center. Hold that left knee 1 inch off the carriage. Hold it here. Inhale, take that pole out. Exhale, bring it back. Maintain that structure. Don't let yourself collapse. You've got this right here. We're here for 6. Good, you guys. Last 5. Don't let it go. Good. You've got 4. Good. Last 3. Excellent. We've got 2 more. Good. Don't let it go. Give me that last one. Bring that pull into the chest. Inhale, take it out, bring it all the way back in, and set that back knee down nice and soft. So good. All right, both knees come back down to that carriage. Fuzz all over my carriage from my carpet. Okay, so knees are nice and lined up now. We've got parallel legs, okay? Knees are about 4 inches apart. I've got my feet, inner line of my foot together on that headrest. I'm going to keep that sternum over pubic bone, but we're going to bring those palms down to face the thighs. Okay, so that pole is nice and long in front of the body. We're going to come into a simple front raise, okay? So keeping this sternum over pubic bone, we're going to inhale that bar up to underarm height, and we're going to lower back down on an exhale. We're going to inhale, we're going to tighten the core, draw that pole up, and then bring it all the way back down with control. Good, inhale. Lifting that pole up. Exhale, lower it down. Good, now I didn't mention this before, but I have my hands on the outside of those loops just so they don't slip off the pole. If you have a baton, usually the batons are shorter than the balance pole, okay, so we don't want them to slip off. Good, let's go for 4 more. Good, inhale, lift. Core is nice and tight. Good, exhale, bring it down. Last 3. Exhale, bring it down. Good, we've got 2 more. Inhale. Good, tight core. Let's go 1 more. Good, now we're gonna hold this front raise because we're gonna bring it all the way up. Now, you know what? Before you do that, switch your grip on this one. So I just mentioned bringing your hands to the outside of the straps. I should have changed you here. We're gonna come to inside those straps. Okay, so I lied. We're gonna bring that pole up 1 more time. But this time, we're gonna bring that pole up and overhead, okay? And we're gonna bend those elbows and bring the pole behind the head, okay? Now, we're gonna open up the elbows. So now we're focusing on those triceps a little bit more. Bending at the elbow, pole comes behind the head. Inhale, lift that pole up and over. Good, so again, maintaining the sternum over the pubic bone so that core stays engaged. Okay, ribs are not flaring open. I've got all of that nice and controlled. Inner thighs are magnetizing together. They're not touching, all right, but I'm thinking about my kneecaps getting closer together so I light up the inner thigh and the pelvic floor. Good, exhale as you bend the elbows. Inhale as you lift. Good, let's go for 6. Last 5. Good, you've got 4. Last 3. Good, last 2. Concentrate on your breath here. Take that inhale up. Good, and last 1. Good, on the next one you're going to bring it all the way back down to those thighs. And now we're coming back into that staggered kneel, but before we do that, let's take our hands back to the outside of those loops. Okay, now my right shin is going to stay down and my left foot is going to step forward all the way to the front edge of that carriage. Okay, so you want to have a nice grounding of that left foot. Right shin is nice and heavy on that headrest. From here, we're going to find that midline by magnetizing those inner thighs towards each other like you're squeezing them together up and in. Okay, and from here, we're going to bring that pull right to chest height. We're going to inhale as we take that pull out. Exhale as we bring it back. Good, inhale, take it out. Exhale, bring it back. Good, nice, smooth. Press out. Good, already thinking about, right, we don't have tons of work through the arms right here. It's not super heavy. I know the pole is getting a little bit heavy, right, by working with this pole for so long. But I want you to think about the legs, okay, because we're setting up for that hover. So I want you to think about leading up into that belly button, those inner thighs picking up into that belly button. Okay, let's go for 4 more. Ground that left foot nice and heavy already. We're going to be turning those back toes under. All right, but we've got 2 more right here. Good, inhale, take it out. Exhale, bring it back. Good, last 1. Good, now holding it at your chest. We're going to turn those right toes under. Okay, so now you've got some stability on that headrest with that back leg. We're going to think about those inner thighs. We're going to ground that left foot nice and heavy, and we're going to pick up that right knee. Holding that right knee 1 inch off the reformer. We're going to inhale that, pull out. Exhale, bring it back. Good, stay low. Inhale, take it out. Exhale, bring it back. Good, that left heel is heavy, but your toes are still connected to that carriage. So hold that position. We got 6. This is it. Okay, you got this. Last 5. Good, I know this is not easy, guys. I'm shaking with you. Last 4. Good, you've got 3. Good, last 2. Just breathe through this. Good, and our last one right here with control. Bring it all the way back in and set that back knee down nice and soft, guys. So good. All right, there's no beautiful way to get into this next one, but we're going to be coming into some abdominal work. So bring your left knee down, and then you're going to scoot yourself forward with that pole still in front of you because you're going to come onto your back. Okay, so wiggle down all the way and bring those legs up on top of the box. And we want to get those shoulders up against the shoulder blocks, okay? Now, once you're there, getting that pull all leveled out, hands on the outside of those loops, we're going to bring the pull right over the chest, okay? So you may not feel tension on the straps yet, but that's okay because you will. Let's bring the right leg into tabletop, and the left leg's going to join it, all right? Let's find that neutral spine. Heavy tailbone, little lift in the low back, but it's not big because our ribs stay closed. Belly button up and in. From here, we're going to find an ab curl, and we're going to lengthen out our legs. So let's glue those inner thighs together. Inhale, exhale as you curl up. Reach those legs long over the box. Reach the pull for the knees, and bring it all the way back down. Good. Inhale to prepare you. Exhale as you curl up, reaching, keeping length on the front body. Good. Commit to the lift through the shoulder blades, up and off the carriage. Good. That low back will touch the carriage. Okay, but it's not a massive press because we're keeping lots of length on that front body. Good. Keep reaching. We've got 6 more right here. Inhale, reach. Good. Last 5. Reach. Good. You've got 4 more. Bringing those legs back into tabletop every time. Those shins are parallel to the floor. The knees stop over the hips, not over the belly button. Good. Last 2. Good. On our next one, we're going to be holding. You're going to reach it all the way out there. All right, from here, we're going to take that pull, and we're going to lift it up just 3 inches and back down. Lift it up and back down. Good, for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Keep that ab curl. Don't let it go. On our next one, that pose reaching for the knees, we're going to take those inner thighs and we're going to crisscross those legs. Good, little over and under, over, under, over, under. Good, little reach of the inner thighs. It's not just the ankles. Maintain that ab curl. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On the next one, hold that ab curl. Last thing, swivel those legs into first position. My feet are making a little V. Froggy bend as the pull comes in. Send the pull out, zip up the inner thighs. Froggy bend, bring those knees in. Zip up the inner thighs. So the pull is coming to the chest, and then we send it out as we zip up those inner thighs. Good, think about that low belly leading into those inner thighs. You've got 6. Last 5. Good, we've got 4. Don't let it go. Last 3. This is it. Last 2. No more layers here. Good, last 1. And bring it all the way in, guys. Let those feet rest on the box. We no longer need that pull. So, take off that left loop. Okay, reach it back there. Hang up that strap if you can. Okay, take off that right loop. Reach back. Hang it up on that pole if you can. Or that shoulder block. Okay, now set that pole down on the side. Okay, and we're going to come onto our knees for that teapot into the well, okay? So, I'm going to get my straps a little bit better here so they're not in the way. We're going to bring our knees up against those shoulder blocks, hands down on the rail, okay? We've got the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. This time we are going to keep that left knee down, okay? And we're going to make sure it's positioned so it's underneath the hip. And that right leg is going to reach up and back over the box. Now, before we do anything else with those elbows, we are going to level the pelvis out. So if you've got that right leg all hyped up like this, you see my right hip bone is already much higher than my left. We want to bring those hips so that they're level. That right leg stays parallel, okay? Nice long line up down the back of the body. We're gonna exhale as we bend the elbows, the collarbones chase those elbows, the leg teapots with you, and then we bring it all the way back up. So I want you to think about your body like a water pump. It all moves together. Good. If you have a mirror, take a look at yourself. Check yourself. It's a weird position to be in. I know, so it might not feel like everything's moving together. Good. Keeping that core nice and tight will help. Okay, remember, this is always about the core. I'm always going to talk about that belly button up and in. Good. Exhale as we bend those elbows. I know a lot of times I talk with some terminology that comes from other modalities like deadlift and things like that. Okay, so we're definitely intensifying the movement on the reformer, but I always want you to think about all the movement generating from that powerhouse at the center of your body. Let's go for 3 more. Exhale, bend those elbows. Good. Inhale, bring it back. Last 2. We've got that side ab curl coming. We're going to be bending that right knee. Good. Last 1. Good. Now on the next one, we're going to hold that position. Elbows are straight now. We're going to bend that right knee to the right elbow. Open the inner thigh towards the floor and extend it all the way back out. Good. We're going to bend the right knee to the right elbow. Find that little side crunch. You can look at your right knee and then extend it all the way out. Curl through that right side body. Good. And then out. Let's go for 4. Good. Last 3. Good. You've got 2. Guys, we're getting so close. Good. Last 1. And bring that right knee all the way down. All right, we're going to come into that side plank or that inner thigh work. Right forearm is going to come against those shoulder blocks. Okay, so knees can be bent on the carriage to start. I know that is a scrunched position to be in. Okay, but that top leg is going to come right on top of that reformer box. Now, you've got that knee bent. The knee is towards the edge of the box. That right leg, we're going to be lifting that left hip first. So, keeping the elbow under the shoulder, we're going to pick up those hips. And now we're going to take that right leg and we're going to reach it forward, out in front. Okay, now I know the last time I was facing my back to you, so that was probably a little bit hard to see. Okay, so now you get a better idea of what position that leg was in. Toes are pointed, okay? That left arm can be up towards the ceiling or it can be on the hip. And we're going to start with those leg lifts. We're going to inhale up, exhale, lower it down. My inner thigh reaches the height of the edge of the box, and then it comes back down. I tap the rail. It's a lift and a lower. So both inner thighs are working. Okay, I've got long length on both sides of the waistline. Core is super tight. I'm maintaining that alignment of elbow under shoulder. Okay, that's very critical to protect that shoulder. Let's hold it there for 6. Last 5. Good, you've got 4. Last 3. Woo, shaky. Last 2. All right, you guys. On the next one, it's a hold up there. Flex that right foot and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. We've got it for 8. Good. Last 7. Keep that leg up there. 6. Keep reaching that inner thigh. 5. Last 4. You've got 3. Last 2. Can you reach it a little higher? Last 1. And bring it all the way down. Oh boy. All right. We're coming into those external skaters. So we're going to be turning so that our right foot is on the box now. All right. So coming all the way up onto your feet. Make sure that box is still in a very stable position. Right foot is going to come onto that box. And left foot is on the carriage now. We've got those legs at a 45-degree angle. So we're externally rotated from the hip so the toes angle out. All right. From here. That right knee is already bent a lot. We're going to place those hands, you can have them on the hips or behind that low back for that more true skater positioning. We're going to take a very sincere squat here. So roll those shoulder blades down the back body. Draw the belly button up and in. We're going to exhale as we bend that left knee and allow the torso to tilt forward just a bit. So from here, we're going to start with extending that right leg. Left leg does not change position as we think about the movement coming on the right side, opening up that right inner thigh, fuzz in my hair, and bring it all the way back in. Good, once you brought it all the way in, that left leg is now free to open up and bring that all the way back in. So, the challenge here is to maintain control and stability through the leg that is not moving. Okay, so you want to hold that knee alignment, hold that isometric position as the other leg does its job. Good. Pelvis doesn't change. My pelvis is quiet. Okay, I'm going to take a look at the floor. Okay, so that I keep that torso tilt. Allow us to get into that glute a little bit more, and that's where we want to be. Now this side might feel a little more fresh, because if you remember correctly, we did that lunge first on the other side. So now we're going to be doing that lunge second. So your skater on the other side might have felt more brutal. Now the lunge is just going to feel a little more brutal on this side. Good. Still same amount of work. You got it. All right, let's go for 4 more right here. Inhale, take it out. Exhale, draw it back in. Good, finding full range of motion through those knee joints. Okay, so we're not stopping halfway. We want to fully open the back side, and then you get full range of motion, and then bring it all the way back. Last 2. Good, taking it out. This is our last one. Bring that right knee back in, trapping it with big toe, second toe, left leg opens up. Now the next time that left leg comes in, we're going to hold that squat position, and now we're just going to pulse. Lift and lower, little lift and lower. I want you to think about the center of the glute, those sitting bones. Those sitting bones narrow towards the midline to pick you up, and then they broaden to lower you. So that is what I want you to think about as you do this movement here. Try not to let that carriage move. We're not pressing out and in. We're lifting up and down. Core is nice and tight. You're here for 8. Good. Last 7. You've got 6. Last 5. You've got 4. Woo. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. And bring it all the way up. All right, now we're going to turn and face forward. Right foot stays on that box, the left foot's on the carriage. Okay, so now we're going to come onto the ball of the left foot. So you're going to load your weight a little bit more into that box. All right, making sure you've got a nice grounded foot. All 5 toes are on that box, but your heel is going to be a little heavier than those toes. Arms are long by your side. We're going to start with that lunge. We're going to reach that leg back. We're deepening the lunge because you're already in it, right? Because you're on that box. And then you're going to bring it all the way up on that inhale. You're going to exhale, deepen that lunge, holding that knee alignment. That does not change. I don't want you to reach that leg, that knee back. Okay, I don't even want to do it because I'm going to fall. But keep that knee in front of your ankle. That's where it belongs. Hold it there. That kneecap should be lining up right with the center of that footbed. Good. Now make sure your left heel is lifted off the carriage, because if your left heel is down, this isn't going to work. Good. Holding it here, grounding that right foot. This is a really good time before we start to layer to think about that right heel heavier than those left toes. Good. Keep it going. We don't want to press that box forward. We want to press the box down. You've got 4 more. We're going to be adding that arabesque. Good. Last 3. Good. Lots of length on that right thigh. Right kneecap reaches away from that right sitting bone. Good. Let's go for 1 more. Reaching it back. Good. Bringing it all the way in. Now once you get it in, you're going to reach those fingertips for the box. Little arabesque. Stepping into the box. Okay. Coming all the way up with that chest. And finding your lunge. Good. Coming all the way back. Hands to the box. Little arabesque. Little kick. Leveling out the pelvis though. We don't want to hike that left side. Good. Just like on that teapot, how I talked about the hip bone staying nice and level. We want to watch that here as well. Both ASIS bones at the hip shine straight down for the floor when you come into that arabesque. Good, carriage closes. Reach the fingertips for the box and kick. Good. All right, after this one, we're gonna go for 4 more. Good, all right, you got 4. Inhale as you take it out. Exhale as you bring it back. Good. Last 3. Nice fluid movement here with control. Go slow, you're not in a race. Good. Last 2. Should feel that right leg quite a bit now. Remember, heel is heavier than the toes. Good. And our last one here, reaching it back. We're going to be holding that lunge after this next arabesque. All right, so we're going to find that little reach, kick, bringing it back. All right, now we're going to find that lunge, and we're going to hold. Now, from here, my elbows pull in as my left knee bends under the hip, and I take it back out. Good. Left knee bends, elbows come down, and then I take it back out. Woo, that right side is screaming, right? Now it's screaming. We're here for 4 more after this one. You've got it. We're here for 4. Good. Last 3. Good. Keep that core tight. Last 2. Good. Last 1. Hold it in there. Hands come back to the box. Now it's just that arabesque. It's a kick. Bring it back. Lift the chest. Prayer hands. Fingertips to the box. Kick. Bring it back. Prayer hands. Keep the ball of your foot grounded on that left side. Okay, heel does not step down. Right foot is heavy. That right squat is screaming, right? It's screaming. Good, you should feel that whole right side. Woo, we got 4 more. Reaching it up. Good. Lifting that chest. Good, last 3. We just got that arabesque hold, that's it. Good, last 2. Almost there, guys, almost there. Good, last 1. All right, on the next one, I lied, 1 more, because I forgot to hold that arabesque. Bring the fingertips down, reach that arabesque, hold it up there, we're pulsing the leg up, 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 for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it all the way down. Holy cow. Okay, bring that right foot down off the box. Come down onto your knees. Now, this is the one time we're going to move the box, okay? So we're going to be getting into some stretching here, but I want you to take a step off the reformer because your carriage is going to move once you move that box. So we're going to keep, I like to put my left knee down on that carriage so it kind of minimizes the slide. And then I'm going to wiggle that box forward. I think I might need to lower my, no, maybe we're okay. You want that foot bar down so that the box can come and kind of rest on the foot bar. Now I have an infinity foot bar, so it's pretty hard for me to get it stable. Any other foot bar, it's much easier. But once you've got that box tilted, so it's supported on the foot bar, give it a little press, a little test. That's where you want it to be, all right? We're gonna come down on our back. This is the last exercise before we stretch. So come all the way down, okay? On your back, shoulders up against that shoulder block, feet on the box. Now, my legs are hip-width distance apart, okay? Now from here, we're gonna be lifting the hips, okay? And that carriage is gonna slide out, all right? So that's fine, because you're on one yellow spring. All right, so but first, I want you to see how much lift you can get without moving the carriage. So we're gonna exhale to prepare. Inhale, pressing down through the soles of the feet. You're gonna bring those hips up. Try to hold the carriage home with those hamstrings. When you get those hips at the top range of motion, we're gonna extend those legs all the way out. My toes are gonna lift, but my heels are gonna stay down. And we're gonna open up the back side of the knee. From here, we're gonna draw the knees in. Okay, so keep those hips high. Sole of the foot is entirely on the box. Carriage touches the box. Send it back out on that inhale. Keep those hips lifted. Think about lengthening out the front of the body. The toes lift, but the heels stay down. Then we come back, the toes start to set down as we recommit to a lift through the hips. Carriage touches the box. Reach it back. Try to take any tension out of the head, neck, and shoulders. Good, and bringing it all the way back in. Now if you want a little extra, you can take your arms up and over the chest. So we have no support from the arms now. You're gonna feel those hamstrings a little bit more sincerely. Good, lifting, keeping that lift through the front body. Good, bringing it in, watching that low back. Okay, that core needs to be tight so we maintain that flat low back. Inhale out. Good, let's go for 4 more. This is it. Good. Inhale as you lengthen. Good, bringing it in with those hamstrings. Good, last 3. Good, inhale out, last 2. Good, and we've got 1 more, lengthening all the way out. Good, bring it all the way back in. Good, holding it there, get those hips a little higher for 4, for 3, for 2, and set it all the way down with control. All right, give those hamstrings a little fire right before we quit, all right? So, keeping the box exactly how you have it, you're gonna come into a kneeling position now we stretch. Okay, kneeling position facing that box. Toes can be up against, or feet can be up against those shoulder blocks. You're gonna bring those forearms down onto the box, all right? You're gonna reach those knees the width of the carriage, and you're just gonna reach those sits bones back. Take a little child's pose. You can press away from that box a little bit, opening up through the shoulder and through the chest. Good, reaching those sitting bones back for the shoulder blocks. Holding it here and breathing. Give me 2 big breaths. Big inhale. Inflating the ribs outbound. Exhale, ribs narrow into that pelvis, everything closes. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Good. Now on the next one, we're gonna bring it all the way back and we're gonna do a little shoulder stretch. So bring those knees back underneath the hips. Okay, from here, come up onto your palms. Your left arm is gonna thread through the window on the right. So you're gonna thread that left arm through and you're gonna lay that left shoulder down on the box. So you're gonna get a little spinal twist right here. Okay, that left shoulder's touching on the box. And you're just gonna wanna melt into this. That right hand is not supporting me too much, it's a little bit. Okay, but you wanna get that little twist. Good, holding it here for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Good, bringing it all the way back up to that start position. That right hand's gonna thread through that left window, twisting through the spine. Good, finding that little resting position for that right elbow. Good, holding it here and breathing. Good, for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Good, coming all the way back up to those palms. Now from here, we're gonna come into a hamstring stretch. So that right foot is gonna come up onto the box, okay? Right foot is up there, left knee is down. From here, we're gonna open up that right leg. Hands stay on the box, my heel stays down, but my toes lift. Try to open up that back of the right knee as much as you can. You'll feel a nice stretch through the hamstrings. That should feel really good after that bridge work that we just ended with. You can let that left side, that left hip open up too as well. So let that left knee glide back a little bit if you want. So it's your little half split. Good, last 4, 3, 2. Good, drawing that foot back down onto the box. Bringing the carriage in. We're gonna switch those legs. Right knee comes down, left foot comes up to the top of the box. Same movement, we're gonna lengthen out the back of that left leg, heel stays down, toes pick up, opening up. Oh, that feels really good. That feels really good. Let that right knee slide back a little bit. That's gonna just intensify that stretch a little bit more. Breathe into this, so use your exhale breath to loosen that grip. You're here for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Good, bringing it all the way back in. We're gonna do one last cobra stretch right here. So we're gonna bring that leg back down. My toes are flat on that headrest right between those shoulder blocks. I'm gonna bring the forearms onto the box. And now I'm just gonna let the front of my body, the front of my hips, open up. And I'm gonna glance up at the ceiling and just let that front body dip into the springs just a little bit. Protect that low back though, so that's where your lift through the upper body is important. And just hold it here. Good, you can bring those knees back under the body. And reset back into that cobra stretch. Last one right here for 4. Last 3. Last 2. And bring it all the way back in. Guys, and you are all set. Nice new reformer workout. We use that pull, we use that box. It's definitely not easy. It's definitely a little bit more of an advanced workout, but you guys did it. Awesome job. If you ever have any questions for me, please leave comments below the video. I try to answer everyone's comments. I love the good and the bad, and I love to hear what you want to see because that inspires my next workout. Okay, so tell me and leave those comments. You can always find me on Instagram with the same exact name, JessPFit. Okay, and you can leave me comments there too or DM me. I love to hear from you. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. I'll see you later.